Today is Tuesday, September 10th, Tuesday, February 10th, 2026, regular meeting of the Newburgh Enlarged City School District. We'll begin with the roll call this evening, followed by the budget workshop.
Ms. Christine Bello, Ms. Thomasina Bello, Ms. Boucher, Mr. Bergarelli,
Present.
Ms. Burks,
Here.
Mr. Duray,
Present.
Mr. Howard, Mr. Levenstein, Ms. Politi.
Here.
Thank you. Presenting tonight's budget workshop is Roaring.
So this evening, we're going to give you another budget update. Can you hear me better now? All right, well, we're going to do this. We're going to try it this way. Okay, so this evening we're going to give you an update on where we are in the process. We're going to talk about our restricted reserves as we do every time. Our initial revenue projection is going to be provided this evening, which includes numbers from the governor's budget, and also we're going to begin the departmental reviews. Tonight, you'll see the departmental budgets for the Board of Education, the Superintendent's Office and Communications, Human Resources, Finance, including Transportation and Facilities, as well as School Safety and Security. We are continuing to review the additional funding requests and minor maintenance requests for possible funding. Some of those may be considered for funding this year. We also are continuing to review positions, vacancies, grant-funded retirements, and staffing needs associated with the opening of the CTE building. We are providing updates throughout the budget development process, and we will continue to share our program and budget information by division. Restricted reserves and fund balance. According to the New York State Comptroller's Office, saving for unexpected future events can help mitigate financial impact of major non-recurring or unforeseen expenditures, as well as saving for capital acquisitions or improvements, and most restricted reserve funds are to provide resources for intended future use. This chart shows you the list of the restricted reserves the district currently has, and those that are in green are the ones that we are able to use as revenue sources as part of our annual operating budget to offset expenditures. In the current fiscal year, 25-26, we had planned use of the workers' comp and unemployment reserves for a total of $1.242 million. And we also had planned use of unassigned fund balance for just over $8 million. Our biggest expense drivers continue to be compensation, employee benefits, student transportation, and out-of-district placements, which includes more than our exceptional learner students because we also have charter students and foster students. We broke down the initial revenue projection into 3 categories. The first category we're looking at is local revenue. And I do want to highlight in the first couple of lines, the first line says real property taxes, and the third line says STAR reimbursement. Each year we have more taxpayers who move off of the STAR credit program and they move to the STAR rebate program. On the credit program, it shows up on their tax bill, so it reduces what they give us. And the state makes us whole. In the rebate program, which most of the taxpayers are currently on, the state issues them a check, so we collect the full value of the tax bill up front. You'll see that that is a one-to-one change, so we see the increase in the taxes and we see the decrease in the STAR reimbursement are equal. We also have a decrease in our interest earnings that's associated with attributing interest earnings to the restricted reserves and not using those resources as revenue going forward. And we have an increase in our unclassified revenue. These are based on looking at 3-year projections to see, or 3-year actuals, I should say, where we were on average, and then using that number going forward, considering where we expect to land this year as well. So our local revenue is just over $124 million. When we look at the state aid projection, the governor did issue her state aid runs based on her proposed funding. And what we have is an increase in our foundation aid of just over 1.2 million. That is a very small increase for a district of our size. We are anticipating that there will be an increase in the restricted funds called Contract for Excellence, which are allocated to our individual schools per state direction. We are also seeing an increase in the BOE Special Services Aid, Transportation Aid, and Building Aid. I do want to note that our Building Aid number is higher than what the governor projected because they are not accounting for the fact that we have completed projects, and those final cost reports will be submitted this spring. So that will add revenue in the Building Aid category. Overall, we're expecting just under $260 million next year in state aid, or a $14.27 million increase year over year. The third and final category is our federal aid and other. And this includes revenue that we receive associated with our JROTC program. Each month we receive a partial reimbursement from the federal government. We also receive Medicaid, and we are using appropriated reserves and fund balance again next year. This does reflect the board's goal of at least a 5% decrease. So our total initial revenue is just over $393.6 million, or year-over-year increase of $14.37 million. This pie chart shows that this most significant source of our revenue continues to be state aid at more than double our local revenue sources. So that annual allocation from the state is critical to the operations of the district. We have also talked about the restricted funds within foundation aid. We talked about that again at our last meeting, where the state tells us how much money from the foundation aid we have to give to individual schools to support their academic improvement. And there's certain categories that those funds must be spent in. We've started to see an increase in that requirement of about $4.1 million each year over the last few years, and are anticipating another increase in fiscal '27. So, Mr. McCoy had the opportunity to work with board leadership on the board's budget. So this is the board's proposed budget for next year, and this does include the continuation of the BoardDocs software as well as the software that was approved at the last meeting to run the annual vote. And the budget is up $41,000. Superintendent's office and communications department. So the superintendent's office consists of 5 individuals.